Here's the views over the last 90 days of my second channel, BemyTD, posting variety tower defense. Here's the views over the last 90 days of BemyBlocks posting toilet tower defense. And here's the player count over the last month of toilet tower defense. And here's a random picture of a capybara that has no relation to any of this whatsoever. Toilet tower defense is cooked, dead, dying, and may not be revivable. We will explore in this video the reasons it's dying, how to have any chance of reviving it, showcasing DMs from other partners and their thoughts on the game, and more. While you listen to this video, let me know in the comments what would you watch for me if not Skibbity Toilet related on this channel. I mean, heck, my new channel with my girlfriend, shameless plug, may end up getting more views. The main culprit here for the death of TTD is pointless updates. Remember the Christmas update? You had event passes to work towards, new currency to work towards, new map to grind that's actually challenging. The last good update that made players want to play the game was the clock event. Let's look at that last update, for example. The abysmal update with the new void map and the demented titan. The new map was advertised as a new mode, and to be honest, that fooled me. First of all, it wasn't even hard. But second of all, we already had abysmal mode before for Halloween, if you remember that. The one new unit being a Robux Titan offers no grind to the player at all. If you're gonna buy it, it takes 2 clicks. You use it for a game, think, oh, that's cool, then go back to staring at a wall. If you're not gonna buy it, then you're not going to buy it. You may try out the new map once or twice, then realize it's not much of a challenge if you're already a stacked player. My fix to this, imagine if they gave beating the new abysmal map a 1 to 2% chance of rewarding the demented titan. That way, it would not only increase player retention, but allow players who can't afford it a reason to grind for it and play the game. The fact that the only thing you get from playing the maps in this game is coins is abysmal at this point. That's no pun intended. Are coins even worth anything anymore? Nothing really good comes from the summons, and even if it does, you can wait a few days, then find it in this marketplace right here for about 800 gems. Even for Robux units, it's pretty similar as well. If I scroll here, 5,000 gems isn't that crazy if you play the game a decent amount. For example, the Demented Titan that just came out for Robux, a free-to-play player could get that in a few days anyways. We need rewards for actually playing the game. Right now, coins are just worthless. Sure, maybe last year coins were fun and all, but it's August of 2024. We need rewards for playing the game. I mean, how often do you guys, play this game and get any sense of accomplishment from it anymore? I feel like the majority of the reasons people may play this game now is to mess around with trades or the marketplace, but at the core of it, playing the game just doesn't reward you. Let's take a break right here and hear from one of our toilet tower defense partners of this video, Snappy. He said, in my opinion, TTD has been dying for the past 3 to 4 months. With all the false promises and lack of updates, people have been playing less and less every day. I remember at least 6 months ago, PvP mode and clan mode was, quote, leaked, and yet we still don't have anything. We don't need another new pay-to-win unit. We need PvP mode, clans, anything that isn't the same update that we've been getting for the past year. This game has gotten too repetitive and we need a change. Yeah, he's definitely got a point. Imagine PvP mode, clans, or other updates like that. Updates that invigorate the player base to grind towards something rather than just deciding if you want to spend 500 Robux or not. For example, Five Nights Tower Defense, which is doing amazing on my second channel, has percent-based rewards for every map you play. They have specific maps that have 2.5 times rewards that randomly rotate. Look at that, an incentive to play the game. So that brings up this to more of a spotlight. What would actually fix this game? Besides the obvious having better updates, obviously the reason people play most games is to grind the progression of them. Right now, there is nothing to progress anymore. What reason do any of you have to play the game for more than 30 minutes at a time? It's hard to find an answer for that nowadays. This has been spoken about before though. What I'm about to say, but it's time. Literally, it is time. Let's put the pride away to the side for a split second and hire more developers. Trust me when I say this, the amount of money that developers charge for things to be created is far less than the amount of money that Toilet Tower Defense has and can make. Even now with the player count depleted, it still makes good money. I want you guys to imagine this. You start a restaurant with your family, you're all amazing cooks and it does great. The restaurant does so great that suddenly hundreds are coming to your restaurant every night. However, you choose to keep it a family business. Because of that, you're rushing out food, providing less quality food because you have to serve so many more people, and you never hire any more cooks. cooks, waiters, or whatever. Eventually, the product you put out is one that is overwhelmed, a bit sloppy, and lacks more effort. What would hiring a few more chefs do to that restaurant once the demand got higher? You guys get what I'm saying. The more attention a game has, the more people it should have to keep it up and running. Having essentially 2 people work on a game with some contributors here and there is not going to cut it long term. Heck, they could hire me for creative input for all I care. That would help the game. I have ideas. Let's take a break to hear from another partner of this video, Quill. He says, I think TTD used to be sort of a fun game back in January because it was a challenge and it was simple. But now in August, there are loads of unbalanced units, which I think contributes to the death of the game. I also think the game doesn't have enough features. There's no evolving, there's no traits, there's no shiny versions of the units. Overall, no offense to the devs, I think the game is too simple and there's not enough goals to reach in the game. Obviously, I've spoken about the game being too simple, but yeah, what goals do you have to be achieving here? The last point is exactly what I agree with the most. Players want a challenge. I mean, you could almost beat Abysmal mode with only Clock Spiders, which is a legendary unit. What's the incentive to keep playing? Sure, it's fun to win a lot, but if you're not working toward anything, who cares? Before we get into some other points and other partners' thoughts and opinions, let me ask you, the viewer, how many of you watch me for me? Would you watch me play other games? I mean, I literally did a dress to impress video with my girlfriend on my other channel, a shameless plug, and it still got thousands of views. But seriously, I think I'm kind of funny. I might try out different types of games on Bemi Blocks soon. If you see that, give it a try. I'm not that boring. All right, shameless plugs over. Speaking of boring, endless mode. Endless mode needs a revamp to revive the tower defense. First of all, we need endless rewards. How is it that so many other games with less players have rewards specifically for reaching certain waves? Reach wave 10, get some coins. Reach wave 50, get some crates. Reach wave 100, have a chance at getting a random exclusive. I don't know. It's not that hard to implement, I'm sure. Crazy thing is that we don't need super massive changes to get players back, just more quality of life things that excite players to grind the game again. Right now, I can only speak to Steve so often on the endless mode map to fill the gaping hole of mid that is grinding this mode after 6 months. Anyways, let's head over to Man of Taj to see what he had to say. He said, I honestly think that the game has gone downhill since endless mode out. Endless was the last good update, and that came out all the way back in January. While sure, they keep on teasing these great updates, they haven't done anything to add them to the game. Every update for the last 6 months have been copy and pasted. It's all just a new currency, new map, new crate, new pass, etc. And not to mention the last update, which was just the same game mode from the Turkey and the Halloween event, as well as the only thing being added, a Robux unit, which could have been easily a second Godly and the Summon Machine. Planthurk needs to hire new people immediately or the game is done next week. Yes, look at that. Bro mentioned endless mode, but it is true. A lot of the updates feel copy and pasted. Robux units aren't good for players playing the game. He says Planthurk needs to hire new people or the game is toast next week. The only thing I'd say to that is the game is basically already toast. Heck, at this point, let's make a whole new lobby, new map, just called Total Tower Defense 2. I'm kidding. Am I? I don't know. That might work. But what perspective does a streamer have on the state of Total Tower Defense? Let's see what our final partner of this video, Lonnie Blocks, has to say. He says, when there isn't an in-game event or anything to grind for, I feel like TTD is too repetitive and has little replay value. As a result, I think players lose interest in the game because certain things are so simple to obtain, like new units, which you can summon and use once if they're trash, or a few times if they're really OP until a better unit comes out the next update. Therefore, it can't just be a pay-to-win unit in the item shop or a summon unit if they want to maintain players' interest in TTD. It must be something that requires people to play longer in order to obtain something worthwhile. Playing longer to obtain something worthwhile is my biggest point here. Let me tell you guys a story. On my second channel, BemiTD, I was playing Five Nights Tower Defense. They had a 2x coins / 2x luck event. However, that coin event stacked with the random coin boost I mentioned earlier in the video. This meant you could play a certain game mode, get over 1,000 coins from easy difficulty if you stacked the coin boosts. Sure, I could just buy coins with Robux, but even me, a grown adult that makes these for videos, genuinely enjoyed grinding coins because of the way the game presented it to me. The bottom line is, Toilet Tower Defense doesn't need to reinvent the wheel here to get players back. I know that the game has already made its millions, which could dampen the drive to push out consistent good content, but the audience is still there. Hold on, this guy says he'll give me a corrupted for free. There's literally no way. This name right here, bro's lying. There's no way. If he gives me corrupted for free, Toilet Tower Defense is dead. This is suspiciously empty right here, Mr. Interesting. Anyways, simple things to grind for, as well as quality of life updates and less pay to win, could honestly have this game back to averaging over 100,000 players on weekends. But will that ever happen? Are you guys done playing Toilet Tower Defense? What other games would you want me to post most on this channel? Would you watch me play other games? Let me know in the comment section below and subscribe for more Roblox content just like this one.